Okay, chapter 3, lesson 2 is called the zeros of linear function. The zeros of a function are also known as the x-intercepts. So when they're asking you to find the zero of a function, what they're asking you to find is the x-intercept. In linear functions, there is only one x-intercept because when you have a straight line going across, it may only intercept your graph in one spot on the x-axis. We can find the zeros two ways. First, we're going to do it graphically, and then we're going to do it algebraically. So when we do it graphically, we're going to graph and look for intercept. And when we do it algebraically, we're going to do it by solving for x. So first, if we want to do it graphically, we're going to have to set our equation equal to 0. Or the same thing as letting y equal 0, because that's how we find an intercept based on our last lesson. Then we're going to make a table of values, most of the time using -1, 0, and 1. Then we're going to continue to plot points until we cross the x-axis. So example for number 1 here, it's already set equal to 0, so that's done. Now I'm going to make a table of values using -1, 0, and 1. So if I do 3 times -1 minus 3, that would give me 0. 3 times 0 minus 3 would give me -3. And 3 times 1 minus 3 would give me, this would give me -6. Jeepers. 0. So I have -1, -6, 0, -3, and 1, 3. There. And so, as I can see here, what am I doing? It's not 1, 3, it's 1, 0. Goodness, let's try again. Okay, so I have -1, -6, 0, 3, and 1, 0. There we go. So as I can see, here is my x-intercept. And so my x-intercept, or my 0, is at 1, 0. Okay, let's try number 4. It's already set equal to 0. So I use a table of values. 4 times -1 minus 1 is -5. 4 times 0 minus 1 is -1. And 4 times 1 minus 1 is 3. So I have -1, -5, 0, -1, and 1, 3. So this 0 is right here. It's pretty close to the origin. And so I'm going to guess that the 0 is at 1/4, 0. On number 5, first thing I need to do is subtract 5x to both sides, which will cancel these out. So no x is left. So then there's no 0. Because if there's no x in an equation, we know it's a horizontal line. So there's no x-intercept. Same thing on this one. When I add 2x to both sides, they cancel out. And so there is also no 0. Okay, if we want to do it algebraically, what we're going to have to do is set the equation equal to 0 and then solve for x. So number 7 here, I'm going to subtract 11x to both sides. So that would give me 2x plus 2 equals -1. Subtract 2 to each side, so I get 2x equals -3. Divide by 2, so x equals -3/2. So my 0 is at -3/2, 0. On number 8, I'm going to add 4x to both sides, which would give me -5x minus 3 equals -3. Add 3 to both sides. So negative 5x equals 0. Divide by negative 5. So x is 0. So my 0 for that one is 0, 0. On this one, I'm going to subtract 2/3 x to both sides, which gives me negative 1x plus 2 equals negative 1. Subtract 2, so negative 1x equals negative 3. Divide by negative 1 to get x equals 3. This would be 3, 0. A bus is driving at 60 miles per hour towards a bus station that is 250 miles away. The function d equals 250 minus 60t represents the distance d from the bus station the bus is t hours after it started driving. Find the 0 of this function. Describe what it means in this context. So I can do it 2 ways. First of all, I can look at the graph, and I think the 0 is 4, 0. I can also do it algebraically by setting the equation equal to 0 and solving. So if I minus 250 from both sides, that would give me negative 250 equals negative 60t. Divide by negative 60 on both sides, and I actually get time to equal about 4.1. So from looking at the graph, I would guess 4.40, or doing algebraically 4.1, 0. Jessica wants to record her favorite songs to one CD. The function C equals 80 minus 3.22n represents the recording time C available after n songs are recorded. Find the 0 of this function and describes what it means. So looking at the graph, I think that the 0 is 25, 0. When I go to solve it, I subtract 80 to both sides. So I have 80 equals negative 3.22. Divide by negative 3.22. And I get n to equal negative 80 divided by negative 3.22 is 24.8. So describe what it means. And if this is the time available and this got cut off, but it's the number of songs, I could describe it by saying after about 25 songs, the CD will be full. Or there'd be no time left. There will be no time left.